What's going on, people? This is the MMA Complex. My name is Josh,
And I'm James.
and we're back with a brand new episode. It is August 23rd,
Third.
2017.
And it's also fight week for probably arguably the biggest fight in combo sports history.
Yeah, biggest fight, Mayweather McGregor this weekend, this Saturday night. It's going to be a big event. I've been looking forward to it. All the build up this week is going to be crazy. Even yesterday, they had press conferences and what was it? Yeah, right? It was a
Yeah,
pre-fight
it
press
was
conference.
no, it was the media scrum. I think today is
Oh,
the
media
press
scrum, there you go.
conference.
Yeah, today's the press conference.
Yeah. No, it's crazy because I remember we were doing a show, and right after we ended our episode, we got news that that fight became official, and then that was like 2 months ago, and it just
Yeah.
seemed like it was like yesterday that fight was
Yeah.
announced. I will say that I'm kind of disappointed. I thought the build-up would be more intense.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I think it was an overkill with that having a road tour every day
Yeah, the
for
four
the
city
for the
tour.
for the past
Mhm.
for 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
But I think during the build up, I think Mayweather kind of straight away, and then we had this whole Pollard thing kind of dominate the headlines for the past couple of weeks,
Mhm.
which is annoying because Pollard's not even involved in the fight.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Paulie was at the scrum yesterday. They got into it with McGregor. I'm thinking, let's say McGregor has a good showing. They're gonna look to set up that Paulie fight next.
They
That's
have
gonna
to.
happen.
I mean, I think both guys can make a lot of money. Um, but didn't allow it. I think he has to at this point. Um, would be interesting though. Who's gonna promote it? Would it be? Is it gonna be Zuffa Boxing promoting this fight? Because now Dana, is making a boxing promotion.
And Mayweather's not gonna be necessarily involved, or maybe he will be on the promotion side. But
Yeah. Or I think it'd be like a partner with Zuffa
Or-
Boxing,
yeah.
or Paulie's contract with Showtime. So who knows who's gonna be promoting the fight? But either way, I think people want to see it. Um, it's crazy how he got himself involved in this fight,
Yeah.
and he's now one of the storylines coming in.
Now he's got a potential matchup with Connor, and I think people would definitely be interested in that one because that one actually has some real
Heat.
real bad blood right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And I wonder if Showtime's going to pull Paulie off the broadcast team because, now he's emotionally invested in this
Yeah.
fight. As far as he hates McGregor, I want to say he hates him, but there's definitely heat between those two guys. So I wonder if that's that's something troublesome for Showtime.
Do you think that I'm wondering? You're talking about the build-up. I wonder if the fight was maybe several months away, would it have given more time to do the build-up and get it in people's heads, or is it the short amount of time?
I think,
does
I
it
think the
benefit the fight?
Showtime. I mean, the shorter time benefits the fight. I think anything longer would be too much.
Yeah.
Just like the Aldo McGregor, it was a very long process. Only because Aldo kind of pulled out of the fight, but I think the 2 months build up was good. I think just the overkill of the consecutive press conferences in a row.
Yeah, that back-to-back world tour, that was pretty exhausting, especially for us
For
just watching.
Yeah, and in New York it was like that was the worst one.
Yeah.
Out of the four.
Yeah. This fight, this fight's gonna be crazy, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to just them walking out. I'm looking forward to everything. The national anthems being sung, like McGregor's music,
Yeah.
going in the arena, and then just everything. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I want to start from. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's gonna be like WrestleMania with these grand entrances, and I wonder who's gonna walk with Mayweather coming out, and I wonder who McGregor's gonna pick to walk
That's
out.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, the fight is one thing, but everything around the fight is something big as well. I mean, it's a spectacle for a reason. I think they're gonna make it like a WrestleMania where they're gonna have some of these grand entrances and they have the national anthems and all that. And people paid a lot of money to see this fight, so I think they're gonna make a big show and spectacle out of it to get the people's money's worth.
And I'm feeling nervous for the fight in general.
I'm nervous. I've been nervous all week, man.
For Connor, for everything. I want him to do well. I think the better he does, the better the sport looks, because you got a bunch of people out there that just talking so much shit, and it's like,
yeah, it's sad that boxing purists are looking down this fight, and some are even boycotting the fight.
Yeah, boxing purists and then just casual fans
Oh,
that
casual
really,
fans hate MMA.
yeah, the casual fans that don't really understand what goes
Fighting.
into
Yeah.
fighting or like the history of either of these sports, and that don't follow it at all and see it as a joke. And it's like,
I want to see all those people eat
yeah,
their
like what do
words.
you why are you feeling so like why do you have your nose up in the air about this sport, this fight when you don't even watch fighting
Yeah.
in general, and it's like what does it bother you so much?
Yeah. I mean, people are
Yeah,
just douchebags nowadays. But I'm looking forward to having those people eat their words when Connor hopefully
I can't
knocks
wait. I
knocks
hope he
the. Oh, I know. Me too. Can you
I hope he
imagine?
does.
That'd be like my head will explode.
Yeah,
I just to see the image of Mayweather knocked out, and then a guy that's 0-0
yeah.
walking in and beating arguably the best boxer of this generation. It's insane. And then the next day, seeing all those boxing purists they see on television or
Yeah.
casual fans on the street eat their words, and Twitter doesn't have a one hell of a day the next night,
And
the
it
next
doesn't,
day.
yeah, they're not used to it though. The boxing fans, even the casual boxing fans, they're not used to seeing guys and their auras of invincibility going away necessarily. You know what I mean? It's like it takes years. And the same thing in MMA where like, Anderson Silva, what, 10 years, Fedor, 10 years, like Jose Aldo, 10 years. So we see it, but um, they run into competition, tough competition at some point in their careers.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of fights that Mayweather fought were guys that he pretty much handpicked himself.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and you got like guys like Anderson Silva who's fought, I mean, John Jones, he's fought
Look
every
at John
former
Jones
champion.
too. Yeah.
He went through the murder's world to
Hmm.
get where he's at today. And we'll talk about
We'll
John
talk
Jones
about
later
John
on,
Jones right now. Yeah.
but yeah, I think this fight, I'm so excited and I can't wait to. I mean, I'm hoping that.
I'm hoping to shut people up like Jason Whitlock. What's his name? Big guy.
Oh yeah,
Can't stand that guy.
the
Can't
everyone hates black
stand
people.
Jason Whitlock. And
It's
people,
black versus white.
it's black. The guy's such a race baiter and just one of the worst commentators, especially on fights
And
fighting in
dangerous too
general.
because he has a platform
Yeah,
that he has and he's spreading his message and
I've never heard anybody like just say stupid crap like he does.
I mean in a way he's sort of racist against white people.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, he goes right towards the race thing and makes it a race issue, especially with this fight. He did like it was on the first person. He's one of the first people to bring it up, and it kind of caught on a little bit, especially with during the whole press conference. There was a lot of controversy in terms of race or whatever, but people are just being a little oversensitive, I think.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
But
that guy.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't wait. I'm hoping Connor puts him away. Like because people like aren't used to seeing big name fighters and guys with a lot of invincibility, that aura of invincibility, and it just go away in a fight. You know what I mean? We're used to seeing guys that go on a long run,
Run.
and
Not
then,
Jose Aldo.
and then they run into
And
somebody
so-
that just puts them away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see it all the time.
So
and
we're used to it, yeah.
yeah, we're used to it, and they're not. And I want to see the look on people's faces if
Yeah.
that were to happen.
Oh
Like,
yeah. I'm so excited for it. And there's a good there's a pretty good opportunity for that not going to happen because as you know this fight was signed with 10-ounce gloves and then Mayweather put it out there that he wants to fight at 8-ounce gloves. They were going back and forth. The Nevada State Athletic Commission voted unanimously 5-0 in favor to reduce the gloves from 10 to 8.
mhm.
And so we all know in MMA they fight in 4-ounce gloves. So this gives an opportunity, a greater opportunity for Conor McGregor to knock out Mayweather. But then again, it gives Mayweather the speed advantage as well.
Yeah, it gives Mayweather a speed advantage, and if he does land, which I'm sure he will on McGregor, it just you know there's less defense for McGregor. Um, the small gloves will do a little bit more damage on Mayweather's side at least. Even though I don't think he's necessarily going to knock him out, but you know it'll cause a little bit more damage than 10-ounce,
Yeah, not for sure.
and vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I can't believe we're here, man. We're 4 days away.
Yeah.
3 days away.
Are you gonna? Has anybody made any bets with you?
No, but if they do, I'm gonna take it. Because I mean, you hear that the comments about Mayweather's defense and no one can hit him. That he all the great boxers that Mayweather faced, they couldn't solve the puzzle.
Yeah.
And you go, well, maybe they're right. Mayweather gets going to win this fight easily. But then you hear Conor McGregor talk and his confidence, I can't doubt. I would never doubt Conor McGregor ever again. And when I hear Conor McGregor speak and I hear his confidence and what he has planned, I can't help but think and believe that he's going to win this fight.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. Like just seeing his preparation, how he is. I'm like, oh, we're so used to him with this confidence and going into a fight and people doubting him, and then yeah, I never doubt the guy.
I think it's he has a yacht that he named 181 or something like that.
181. Yeah.
Yeah, 181. And for people that know what 181 means is, I mean, 4 years ago he was collecting welfare checks.
Yeah.
Over in Ireland. And in Ireland, and his checks were $181 a check he was getting from the government.
Yeah.
And so now 4 years, fast forward 4 years later, he's a
$100 million check.
Yeah, so. he's gonna be $100 million. But he never forgot where he came from. He dubbed that boat 181 to remind himself that that's where he was at one time.
Yeah, I think he gave it to his dad, right?
Yeah, it's crazy though, isn't it? That's insane. From getting insane. Like welfare checks, and only 4 years later, 4
years later would be like almost yesterday.
Yeah, especially how the years go. I mean, like we're coming to the end of 2017, which is insane.
It's insane. Yeah.
So it's when you hear stories like that, it gives you goosebumps because, and it makes you believe in Conor McGregor even more.
Yeah. Because
he has a mind like no other, and his confidence glows, and he makes you believe in him. So
how do you see the fight going?
Jeez.
It's hard to say.
Huh? It's hard to say. The safe bet is a decision, but I don't know. I can see him hurting McGregor in the first 2 rounds.
You can see Mayweather hurting McGregor?
No, I mean Conor hurting Floyd. I think when he catches him, I think he's gonna.
I think if he catches him flush, yes, I think he'll hurt him. And I think there's a good chance of him catching him early.
Oh my god, I'm nervous. Unlike the picture I have in my head of that happening, just makes me go gaga.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Imagine like I see Mayweather getting caught and then getting flustered, and then McGregor kind of just doing almost what he did to like a Chad Mendes almost.
Yeah,
where he just has him like on the ropes and then drops to the left and then sends them crashing.
Or maybe how he finished Eddie Alvarez. He's like precise but really calm and picking the shots correctly, and then just ending them.
Yeah,
breaking his will. And when he sees him, Conor's like a shark, man. When he sees his opponent gets hurt, he goes for the kill. So, I mean, I get in my head right now. I'm envisioning like Conor landing shots, and Mayweather has his back against the corner rope, by the turnbuckle, and then Mayweather just falling to his knee. This is insane. Oh my god.
or maybe he drops him 3 times in one round. I mean, he hurts him so bad the first one that he drops him a couple of the other times, and then.
Yeah, I believe boxing has a three knockdown rule, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so if he gets knocked down 3 times in one round and the fight's over, I don't know.
I guess I'm taking him out on the third.
If Conor, I know this for sure. If Conor wins this fight this Saturday, if he does win, I'm gonna be up all night watching coverage from different sources all night.
Watching their faces, man.
Watching the reactions.
I'm gonna text comments. Some people. I'm gonna text some people. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you made any bets?
Yeah, I made a bet like that he would win a round. It was like $20.
Oh, that's a for sure win. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's people that think that he's not
people doubt him like he's not gonna win a round. He's not gonna land a punch. He's not gonna land a punch. I'm like.
That's because all these boxing purists are brainwashing a lot of people.
Yeah, and they're not even like the people I made the bet with. They're not even necessarily like big fight fans. I think it's just
they would just believe in the hype.
I think it's just the the Mayweather, being so invincible in boxing it's just like overshadows everything, any possibility.
Everybody at one time is vulnerable. I think this fight specifically, knowing that he's a much older fighter, he has 2 years off from fighting. Yeah. Conor's been on the road. He's been an active fighter. He's a lot bigger. He has youth on his side. Mm-hmm. So and now he has the 8 ounce gloves on his side. So I think even though Mayweather's won 47 out of his 49, I mean fought 47 out of his 49 fights with the 8 ounce gloves. I think still, I don't think he's fought anybody on McGregor's level.
No. And if Mayweather wins, I mean, I see it.
It doesn't hurt Conor at all.
No, I see it a couple ways. I see it. Um, Worst case scenario for McGregor, he gets caught early and just can't recover. I don't see that necessarily happening, but that's a possibility. It's like that's like a last on the list. Um, a likely one would be the most likely one would be Mayweather going the entire distance, just earning the decision, either kind of playing around with McGregor sometimes and kind of just coasting defense wise the rest of the time. That's the most likely one. The other one would be if McGregor gasses at some point and can't come out for like one of the rounds, maybe like the later rounds though, like 8 or 9 or something like that. And they call the fight or something like that, or
Well, I know one thing. If Mayweather does win, I'm gonna stay off of social media for 2 weeks
yeah,
or a week.
yeah,
I don't want to hear the comments.
yeah. I mean, as long as it's not an early victory for Mayweather, and McGregor does pretty good, I guess, decent wise. I mean, it should be fine.
Yeah.
But McGregor has a couple of chances. He can hurt him early. He can. I mean, who knows? He might even outpoint Mayweather at majority of the rounds. So I mean, that's an option too.
Yeah.
Even Mayweather likes to do a lot of defense, and McGregor maybe picks some shots and actually wins a couple of rounds and um, puts Mayweather at a disadvantage in terms of the scorecards. He can hurt him early. He can hurt him late. There's a bunch of possibilities.
Yeah. It's gonna be nuts.
It's gonna be nuts, man. It's Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. I don't think it's sold out necessarily. I think this week a lot of the a lot of tickets will be sold this week.
Yeah.
Um, I know that nosebleeds were like $3,000 or so.
This is crazy.
That's crazy. But it's gonna be a big event this Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to it. I got a wedding to go to.
Oh yeah.
Got invited to the wedding. Kind of a last minute invite, but I can't say no to that. So. But it's in Malibu, so I'm thinking I can make it back. Ceremony's like around 5. I don't necessarily care too much about the boxing undercard. So
Yeah, neither do I.
so I can probably make it back in LA, downtown LA, where we're at, kind of close by, by by co-main event time at
Mm-hmm.
least.
Walk over to your house, bring some
Yeah.
beers, and we'll.
Yeah, because I'm gonna go for the ceremony and maybe, hopefully eat before I leave, but I doubt it, knowing how weddings work, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's this weekend. Looking forward to that. I can't wait. We've been waiting 2 solid months for this fight, and I mean, it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be freaking amazing. So that, and obviously the big news of this week, at least since yesterday, is John Jones failed his 214. I think the pre-fight
Yeah,
test
I think they took that test. I
between
think
the weigh-ins, right?
between the weigh-ins, right?
Between the weigh-ins and the fight. Yeah, so he failed that. There's an anabolic steroid that was found in his system. Obviously there's statements by both the DC's kind of just going to wait on the results. Dana's kind of saying, obviously this could be the end of his career if he gets suspended, since he's a multiple-time offender. Not necessarily for steroids, but just with USADA. And then Jones's camp is saying that it's they're looking at a couple of tainted supplements maybe that they had later in their camp, and so it could be a tainted supplement. I mean, best case scenario for Jones is that he gets the 6-month Yoel Romero suspension. Worst case scenario, a year to 2.
No,
Worst case scenario, 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Most likely, he probably at least get a year to 2.
I don't think so, man. I
No?
think I think he's gonna be gone for 4 years.
You think he's gonna get the 3 to 4
He's a multi conviction.
Yeah.
He I mean, this is not his first Dawood Wisada.
They
It's
gave him
his
a
second
year.
time.
They gave him a year of the last
Yeah,
one, and that was a
this
tainted
is
supplement,
yeah,
I
and this is his
guess.
second offense. There's no way they can go. They're gonna go backwards on someone who already offended once.
Yeah,
I think minimum is gonna be 3 years.
minimum 3 years.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get. I think he's gonna get 4 years. And I'm kind of like sick with all these like teen supplement excuses. Because, come on,
Yeah,
like you've been convicted before. Why? And you know you're being tested by USADA. Why would you even like jeopardize anything by taking supplements that you don't know what's in them?
what's in them?
I mean, he should. John Jones, but from all people, John
Allegedly.
Jones should know better than that.
Yeah,
His track record isn't good at all, so he should know. His team should know.
yeah.
So
Allegedly, not knowing,
yeah, he should know. I mean,
but
come
he should
on.
know.
Yeah, he's been. It's not his first rodeo with Yasada,
Yeah.
and
So,
he knows he's being tested. It's a championship fight that he was fighting in.
mhm.
It's California. You know, the Athletic State Commission of California is not.
Just no joke.
Yeah,
Andy Foster and everybody.
the zero tolerance. They're known to be one of the best, if not the best, commission out there right now. I mean, this whole tainted supplement thing is stupid,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, because it goes with everybody. Everybody does the whole tainted supplement,
But
and
everyone uses that excuse. Like
everybody uses the
you know, like
excuse.
once a fighter gets popped, they use the
Yeah.
whole I bought something from GMC and I took it and now I'm whatever.
But it works for a lot of people. I
You know,
mean,
it
it
does.
does. It works for a lot of
Yeah,
people.
we both know Andy Foster, the director of the
Yeah.
California Athletic State Commission. We know him personally. Is he really gonna let that fly? I
No.
don't think so. And they have jurisdiction over
Yeah.
that over the fine. So I think he's gonna get 4 years.
Yeah.
I
There's
think
a good chance.
I think that someone has to put their foot down
Yeah.
and
It's
say
unfortunate, man.
you're
He's already
responsible for your actions and this is his consequence.
Jones is already what, 30 almost, if not 30,
Yeah, coming off of 2 years,
and
coming off a 2 year suspension.
he's almost 30, coming off a almost 2 year suspension. Um, and it's not gonna looking good for him, man. I mean, when I heard the news, I was like, oh, God, man, because not only is it bad for him and the fact that his career, his legacy is tainted, his career is pretty much gonna come to an end most likely, um, and he's gonna lose the best years of his fighting career
His prime.
out
He's in
the
his prime right
yeah
now.
out the window, man. They're gone. They're done. Especially if he gets suspended for a lengthy period of time, and it just kind of makes the sport look bad, especially when all eyes are on combat sports this week in general. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Yeah, John Jones became the biggest news of
yeah.
this week so far.
And I mean, UFC is kind of having a little shortage of big name stars that are competing. Um, Jones had one of the biggest pay per views, is not this big, the biggest pay per view of this year,
Yeah,
and was poised to look like he was gonna just take the UFC by storm because there was nobody else really,
hmm
no other big names around. But that's all gone. It's all gone now. And I heard it, I was like, it looks bad on the sport. Looks bad on John. Looks
I mean,
just
John.
everything.
I mean, there's no way anybody can ever take him seriously ever
Yeah,
again. I
I
mean,
feel bad for
you.
DC.
Oh yeah, DC. I think he's the one that has the most sympathy out of
Hmm.
everybody. Considering because DC took that loss pretty hard,
Yep.
and but with John Jones, I mean, no one can ever take him seriously. I think the build up, he was saying how better of a person he is, and it's the same thing that we always hear from John Jones,
Hmm.
and you almost get convinced by his words and say, okay, maybe he does change, and again, he falls again,
Hmm.
and if this time, the first time around was for a dick pill, it was tainted,
Yeah.
but if this time
Supposedly.
it's because of a steroid. I mean, you have to look back at his fights and kind of question, was he on something?
Oh, he's on something. Yeah.
Especially the way he beat DC
Yeah. And then
in that
DC
violent
accused
manner.
him.
Yeah, beforehand he accused them. Beforehand he was right the whole time.
Yeah.
And the way John Jones beat DC with that knockout, and the fight's gonna be overturned anyway. But
Yeah.
if he does end up being a steroid, I mean, that's dangerous because steroids are meant for an advantage, and we all know that getting an advantage in combat sports where someone's getting hit or elbowed in the face is dangerous. And you see what happened with DC.
Hmm.
That's wrong in every way, and I don't wish bad on anybody, but I mean, if he gets that 4 years, then I'm sorry to say, but he deserves that
Yeah.
suspension.
There's not much you can do necessarily in that amount of time. I mean, what do? You sit out, you train 4 years, sport goes by.
Yeah, because you can't compete in anything for four
No,
years.
yeah, you can't. At least not in the U.S. You're gonna go jeopardize the rest of your career if there's anything left to salvage in what going to Japan or Russia or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that outside of
that's not
the.
worth it.
It's not worth it. So
And when he comes back, he'll be 34 years old, and we all know that his body starts slowing down.
yeah,
Um, as far as like it's really hard for him to cut weight. It'll be hard for him to recover. He's not going to be 4 years is a long time from
it's a long
fighting,
time.
and I
Hmm.
don't care how good you are in the gym
And especially when
when
you
you're
get
in
to that
fighting.
age,
Yeah, and then
you're
these
prime.
up and comers are coming up.
Yep, he's gonna slow down. His reaction time isn't gonna be as good.
Mm.
He comes back, fights some young guy who's at that point just taking the UFC by storm and puts him clips John Jones, and his chin won't last that long.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna be like they're gonna use John Jones' name to get to the top.
Yep, yep. Damn, it's sad. It's sad to see somebody like that.
It, it's gonna be a great 30 for 30 one day.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a great 30 for 30 special one day. Yeah, for sure. The
Because look
legacy
at
of
it. I
John
mean,
Jones.
he's the best we ever experienced or
Hmm.
had in the octagon, and he's so flawless in the cage. But outside the cage, it's a complete opposite, and it's crazy.
Can't help.
You see the two guys, two different John Jones, one in the cage and one outside the cage. It's
Yeah.
and I think when they document his whole story and how it ended, this is the last chapter of the
Hmm.
documentary where he gets popped again and we never see him again. So
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be a 30 for 30 one day.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm looking forward to it. I was thinking the exact same thing. I was thinking like, damn, this is gonna be a crazy documentary. Like down the road,
Yeah, I
man.
mean, for the UFC 214 promo, his dad said John Jones is his worst enemy, and he is.
He is. He is. And I mean,
His greatest foe is himself.
luckily, I mean, hopefully for him, it he gets the whole tainted supplement. I didn't know punishment. Maybe he gets a year, comes back sometime next year. I mean, that's a possibility, but I don't think he's gonna get less than a year.
Hmm.
Maybe even more. He probably get at least two.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the best case scenario for him.
yeah, we've not only interviewed Foster, but we know him. So I think that he's a zero tolerance kind of guy. He's not like other commissioners that who think of the revenue that a fighter will bring to his state. I think he's no nonsense, and I think it's kind of hard to be lenient with a guy that's already been convicted before.
Hmm.
I think they need to put the foot down and lead by example. And unfortunately for John Jones, he's going to be that example.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, John Jones. I mean, we all know that in life, every action we take has a consequence. So John Jones knew the consequences. If we take a taint supplement or not, he knew the
Yeah.
consequences to that, and he's paying the price now.
He's paying for it. Yeah, exactly. Um, man, that's something we're gonna have to look out for because
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
the testing is gonna be done right now. They're putting out statements. Jones Camp, everybody put out statements so far. DC's
Yeah, I think they're going to
obviously
do
shaken
the
up.
B samples, right? They're gonna test
Yeah,
the B
they're gonna do
samples.
B samples. They're gonna probably have to trace back what he took, what find out the source. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna play
The
out, how
source
it's
is
gonna
a
play out.
syringe, like, right behind the weight machine.
Yeah, but it's like with USADA, you can't mess around, man. And like,
Yeah, I heard something crazy like Mayweather and Conor have been tested 13 times.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. So in the week of one of the biggest fights,
One of the biggest
one of the biggest names
names.
in MMA is going downhill
Yeah,
again.
Jesus.
So
It's crazy,
it's
man.
crazy. Um,
He's almost like Tiger Woods, huh?
kind of, yeah, he is almost like Tiger Woods.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah, he's almost like Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods hasn't regained his stance in golfing either. He's
Yeah,
just
he was the
fucking
greatest. He was in Nike commercials, and he just went down. And we
went
never saw him
downhill.
again. And John
Mhm.
Jones is going down that path.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. Um, other news. Our good friend of the show, Frank Mir,
Yeah,
got released by the
yeah,
UFC.
that's
Signed
good.
with Bellator. Off his suspension. Now he's good. Now he's
I think
over. He's gonna take going over to the Bellator heavyweight division.
Yeah, I think that's the best move he can do if he wants to continue to fight. I think we talked about it before.
Yeah,
Frank Mir in Bellator, Bellator has been um, struggle to make the heavyweight division strong, and I think with the additions to like with Mitrione, Fedor, we still gonna fight, and then now Frank Mir, that division is good enough to make to bring back that heavyweight title.
yeah,
And Frank Mir is also a great commentator, so he can also do commentating for shows as well.
yeah. And then there's a lot of matchups that were made this past week or so, since we've been off. Um, there's November 4th. You have Thompson versus Masvidal, which is going to be an exciting fight.
Mm-hmm.
You have Brown versus Sanchez. That's November 11th. There's obviously events associated with these. There's November 4th. There's an event. Dillashaw against Cody.
Mm-hmm.
That's an exciting one. You have Anderson Silva versus Kevin Galsum on the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Verdum, Derek Lewis. That's another one. That's on I think October 7th.
Yeah, 216, right?
Yeah, 216. So
And then the main event for that card is Ferguson and Cameron Lee.
Kevin Lee, which we'll probably get to right now. What do you make of that matchup and it being for the interim title, right? Isn't it for the interim title?
Yeah, I know it is. It's kind of weird because Conor McGregor is a champ,
Yeah.
and he's not hurt or anything, but he is doing this boxing thing, and who knows what's next for Conor after if he wins, is he gonna fight Paulie? So I think in a sense, it's good that there's an interim only because both guys get paid more because there's a title involved, and that title, I think we become kind of hardened to the interim title. Label. I think it's just a guarantee you're gonna fight the champ next. I think if Kerry Lee and Tony Ferguson never made that interaction on Fox, this fight would never happen.
Yeah.
And with Khabib, hurt or not able to make weight, I think the next best thing is Kerry Lee. It's unfortunate that this fight couldn't be in Detroit since both Ferguson and Kerry Lee are from Detroit. I think the U.S. is going to Michigan a couple weeks later, so it'd be good. It would have been better if they put that fight in Michigan because I think Kevin Lee's nickname is Motown, isn't it?
Motown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So both guys are from Detroit. I don't know why they didn't book the fight then. It gives more guys longer to train for this fight. But in other words, yeah, it's a great fight. I like Tony in this fight a lot. But goddamn, Kevin Lee went from nothing to something.
Exactly, real quick. Yeah, Kevin Lee went from nothing to something real quick. He put himself in a good position. He made some enemies and the right kind of enemies, and obviously they made the Ferguson fight because they got some bad blood there.
Yeah,
and now they're gonna square off, and it's the interim thing is it's just I think we're getting kind of used to this whole.
It's a golden ticket to fight the champ.
Yeah. So and who knows if they might stay champion for a while, whoever wins, and who knows when Connor's going to return, either this year or next. And most likely, it looks like the Paul and Manaji fight, especially if he does well this weekend.
Can come to fruition.
So
yeah,
that's even an extended period of time out of MMA. So it's going to be interesting. This fight, I like it. I'd probably go with Ferguson too. I think he's, well rounded, but Kevin Lee is explosive and a talented fighter himself. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be great to see their two styles kind of mix.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Kevin Lee obviously took the Conor route and it worked in his favor. But I'm excited for that fight. Yeah.
No, he did. He played up so much of what Conor normally does.
Yeah.
How he dresses, how he acts, how he talks.
Mm-hmm.
So he went that route, talked as much crap as he could, called out everybody that he could, and yeah, it's very interesting to see how that one. I feel bad for Khabib, but then it's like
you can't fault you can't fault the UFC because you can't really rely on Khabib to showing up to the fight. He's either gonna get hurt or not make weight. It's a dangerous thing when you see a guy go to the hospital for not making weight.
Yeah.
You can't blame the UFC. You can't fault the UFC for not booking that fight because he's not reliable, man, at all. And are they gonna risk losing the main event by putting Khabib in that slot? I think it's. I mean, it's a pretty much. I mean, even though Tony Ferguson has put out fights in the past, he's not like a um, geez,
Like a
he's not like a Khabib where he's pulling out of fights.
yeah, there you
So I mean, I think both guys will show up to fight on Saturday
go.
night.
Yeah. Then to go over some of the events this weekend, obviously you have Mayweather McGregor. That's this weekend. You have LFA 20 on, I think, the August 21st. You have that. That's on Access TV. That's Friday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
You have Bellator 182, Koreshkov versus Ninja Kawani. That's on Friday. I think everybody is smart not to do it on Saturday.
Yeah,
Because
I think there is an event on
I think there is
Saturday.
an event on Saturday, but
Oh my god, isn't it like
no,
the
actually, there's no big event on
no?
Saturday. It's just Friday. Yeah,
Okay, good.
Bellator is on Friday. LFA is on Friday,
Can you imagine?
and
God,
everything's on Saturday. McGregor Mayweather Saturday.
God, that'd be crazy.
That's great. So, um, Bellator is going to be in New York. It's a good card right there. AJ McKee, um, our guest from our last episode, Veta Artiega is going to be on there. Uh, Co-main event, you have Fernando Gonzalez against Brennan Ward.
Mm.
So it's a good Bellator card.
Yeah, it sounds pretty
So
solid.
good fights this weekend. Um, but
Wait,
yeah,
before we go, do you want to just do our one fight pick for the Mayweather McGregor?
well, yeah, okay, let's do it.
I'm gonna pick McGregor.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick McGregor.
I'm gonna pick Connor via knockout. I don't know. I know. If someone put a gun in my head and said that I had to make a bet that's gonna come to fruition, I'd probably do Mayweather because it's the safest bet.
It's a safe bet.
But I'm an MMA guy. I hate these boxing purists. I want everyone to eat their words, and I'm confident that Connor's gonna get it done. I believe in his skills.
Me too. I believe in his skills, even though people doubt his skills. Like
I don't know why people can tell me. I mean, after all he did, he's done.
I think it's because people don't know the sport, and even like they're mocking the warm up. You know how he's doing with his arms. Like
We see that all the time.
we're used to seeing it. See all this stuff. We're used to seeing it. We're used to seeing Connor and how he is.
Connor's smart. Connor knows exactly what he's doing.
And he knows what he's doing. How he predicts things. How the movement.
He's fucking with the media. He's
So much,
yeah.
man. He plays it so well, and then we're just used to the spectacles. We're used to the crossovers. We're used to guys' careers and legacies just crashing down.
Yeah.
We're used to all that stuff. So it's nothing.
Because in MMA, they put fights, they put their champions in vulnerable positions.
Yeah.
And in boxing, we don't get
Boxing does
that.
not.
They
So
protect their champions.
they protect their champions, and they build these false legacies a lot of times. So I'm hoping McGregor puts them away in devastating fashion.
Oh my God.
And everybody just like
Eats their words.
gets a rude awakening to the reality of combat sports.
He's just like Connor should just go to the crowd and do a big old suck it sign.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait, man. I'm just hoping
His
it
post
goes
fight,
well.
and if he wins, in that post fight interview, he's gonna say "fuck Showtime" on the Showtime broadcast. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be so awesome. I can imagine that it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane especially if he wins. It's gonna be insane. Can't wait.
I can see like an image of like Connor, like how the pro wrestlers go on the ropes to like do their pose. I can see that Connor with his hands risen up, and he Esther then taking a photo of just his backside in the crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. It's amazing.
All right.
And
So
to know that we know the great Ansel Lane we hung out with, that's crazy too.
yes,
But yeah.
yes, and just we know so many people that are attending the event, working the event too.
Yeah,
and it's gonna
very fortunate.
Yeah, very fortunate people, and it's gonna be awesome. So, next episode is gonna be our recap episode.
And we start the show with frown faces, you know what happens.
Yeah. If we're all sad, then you're probably sad along with us too,
Yeah.
so we'll see. Hopefully, it's a good one. So, that's the show. Go to themmacomplex.com. Get everything in MMA Complex. Everything's there. T-shirts, videos, audio, you name it.
Everything, yeah. And
hollowrockgear.com. Use a promo code Complex15, get 15% off your order. Go to them, see what they got. They got a lot of stuff to offer. Shout out to Super Rare Fight Goods. It's a this fight shop clothing store. They have a couple locations in New York. Really good people, man. They're cool. Um, I just came back from the trip, got to see a couple people, got to just have some fun, different cities. But um, stop by that shop. I'll show you some of the stuff I got. They have really cool stuff,
Oh,
and
nice.
the people there are cool. They're opening up another store in LA soon, and it's
Hopefully, future sponsors.
yeah. So Super Fight Goods, look them up. They're awesome people, man. They got some good shit too.
All right, awesome. Yeah, and you can follow our show on social media. You can follow me on Twitter, MMA Complex James. You can follow him on Twitter, MMA Complex Josh. You can follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all under one name, the MMA Complex. Fight week was the biggest fight of our decade, our generation, probably. So I'm really excited to watch that fight. And next week we're gonna cover all the madness that happens this Saturday night. So until then, you guys enjoy your fights, enjoy the week.